Hey everyone, my name is Sienna Boyd, and today we are here with certified nutritionist Amy Sotis, and we are going to be talking about a recipe that I'm a little skeptical about, black bean brownies. Okay, so tell us about these mystical black bean brownies that have people converting from their traditional brownies to eating these. I hear they're all the rage.
Well, it's a hard sell. I get it. Like when you use the words black bean and brownie together, it seems like it's not going to be a good fit there, right?
Yeah.
But this is one of those things that if you're trying to live a healthy life, like as a lifestyle, and you're wanting to bring a treat somewhere, and you're also not wanting to have a total cheat meal or treat or snack or dessert, this is a good one because
Okay.
it actually has some nutritional value.
Okay.
I'm not going to recommend it. It's a substitute for your lunch or anything, but if you're looking for a snack or a dessert, this is a really good swap.
Okay, so in here we have lots of protein sources. So what are those?
Yeah, so traditional brownies, of course, are made with white flour, sugar, and butter, and then, of course, cocoa powder and all the other
Delicious,
things. And
but
we
not
all love
good for
brownies,
you.
right? But this is going to be, there's going to be a number of swaps. First of all, we're not using any flour at all. No gluten-free flour or
Okay.
flour. We're actually going to have the texture of the brownies come from the pureed black beans.
Okay.
So the point is they're not going to have chunks of black beans. You're not even going to know these are black bean brownies
So
because
it's not like
we're
the
pureeing
black
them.
beans are like the chocolate chips. This is
Thankfully,
okay.
no, that would be horrid. Yes. And this recipe doesn't have any chocolate chips, but if you're not particularly following a no sugar diet, you can certainly add mini chocolate chips for that little, flavor burst.
Yeah.
And that would be nice too. But our recipe doesn't include it, but that could be an added.
Oh, nice.
But
Okay.
yeah, the first main thing you're swapping is you're pureeing the black beans.
Okay.
And then you're adding a number of eggs. In our recipe, it calls for 5 eggs.
Okay.
That's way more than the average brownie recipe.
Definitely.
But you need something to make this thick.
To bind it
needs
together.
to bind it together,
Got
and
it.
it needs to be that substitute for the flour that you're not having here. So,
Nice.
and then the other thing, of course, is we're not using full sugar and
Okay.
full butter.
What
or
are we
fat.
using instead of sugar?
Today we're going to use like a baking blend of stevia. It does have a little bit of sugar just for that bulk. See, one of the criticisms of stevia or monk fruit or other sweeteners is that you can't do baked goods well in it. And so one of the things manufacturers have done is kind of done a half stevia leaf, half sugar, so that you can bake with them. And
Okay.
I mean, it's not no sugar, but it's low sugar, if that makes sense.
Lower sugar.
Lower
so you're
sugar,
not
yeah.
cutting it completely out, but it is a healthier swap than a traditional brownie. So
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and this isn't going to feel as sickeningly sweet as a regular brownie, which we love. But this is just going to be a lot safer choice if you're trying to follow a healthy
A
lifestyle.
healthy diet and then cutting out sugar, but not necessarily cutting out foods that you love. And so if you're a brownie person, this would be a good thing for you if you're following a lower sugar diet.
Definitely. And the other swap would be using coconut oil instead of butter or vegetable oil.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of any trans fats, and your Crisco's and some of the hydrogenated vegetable oils that show up in a lot of baked goods, they give great flakiness and texture, but they are definitely on the bad fat category.
What is a trans fat and why don't you recommend that?
A trans fat is really, it comes down to the chemical or molecular makeup of that fat, and we tend to want poly or mono unsaturated fats in our diet.
Okay.
Now, coconut oil actually is a saturated fat, but it's in the category of fats that hasn't been found to do anything bad to our blood sugars as well as overall cholesterol levels. So there's been quite a number of studies done in the last 15 years about coconut oil, although it is saturated. Now, saturated simply means that at room temperature, it's solid instead of liquid.
Oh.
So like Crisco, that would be a hydrogenated vegetable oil trans fat in the bad category.
That doesn't sound very good.
Whereas
Okay.
coconut oil is saturated, but it's solid at room temperature, but it has different components in the fatty acids.
So instead of using butter in this recipe, we are going to be using coconut oil.
Yes.
Okay, nice. And so how do you make it and blend it together, and how does it become a brownie per se?
Well, you'll see when we do the recipe in another video, but basically you're using a high-speed blender here. So you're mixing your ingredients that way and then pouring it into a pan and baking it like normal. So it's just like magic.
Oh, I can't wait to see. Okay, and so if someone wants to make this and they are on specific diets, what diet plans does this recipe fit into?
Yeah, absolutely. This would be great for vegetarian. It does have eggs, so it's not vegan, but it's a vegetarian recipe. It also fits into Mediterranean, all whole foods and, good protein sources, as well as it actually can be found on the DASH diet as well.
Oh, great. And DASH diet's for lowering
sodium.
hypertension.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome.
And this doesn't fall into keto, however, or Whole30 because of the presence of the beans.
Oh, you can't have legumes on either of those, can
Correct.
you? High carbs or is
Yeah,
that...
they're high carbs. Yeah.
Okay,
but these black beans have higher carbs, but they're also high in fiber. They have protein as well, so it's not like the same as your regular white flour.
Just depending on what diet you're eating depends on if you can have these. So, okay, I'm excited to make them. If you are interested in making these black bean brownies, I highly suggest you do, so you can become a black bean brownie convert as well. You can look for that recipe on youcanchoosehealth.com. And if you're interested in the DASH diet or the keto diet or anything that we had mentioned, you can go ahead and go on youcanchoosehealth.com and find that out too. Thanks so much.